Hey guys, welcome back to an interesting video on Wild Rift. So today we're back with the VAYNE commentary guide, and today we're going to be talking about VAYNE Baron Lane. So this is going to be a bit of a fun one, or maybe toxic if you think range top laners or ADCs in the top lane are toxic. Yep, I have done a couple of videos, not many, but a few videos on playing ADCs in the top lane, right? So I know action is going to begin right away, so I'm going to talk a little bit more about it later on. So here Singed tries to ward the bush, I'm not able to get the ward. I ward the bush, I spawn him. I'm starting to auto attack him, right? So here we go basically into level 1 all in, right? I have legal tempo, I got it fully stacked now. I'm chasing him down, he pops the ghost, I pop the ghost, he pops the flash. I'm rolling for, I pop the flash, and eventually I run him down, and eventually I pick up the first blood kill, right? So a lot of things to kind of discuss here, right? So, but it's already working out in the early game, right? So first things first, I'm gonna keep this one brief because I have discussed this ad nauseum in a different video, but why am I playing ADC's top? Well, basically, personally, I do hate having ADC's top on my team myself, but my rationale is, I can't play top laners, right? Like, you could argue maybe you can play Malphite or Garen, but I would argue that just respecting the game, there is no real champion that is that easy, right? Even Malphite has a tough laning phase. His ulti is kind of brain dead, yes, but he doesn't have a very easy laning phase. He doesn't have a very easy, time in lane. Garen as well, you kind of need to know how to split push. You need to know your limits, how much damage you can take, how much damage you can give, things like that. So I don't think these are very easy champions if you really never play them ever, is my argument. So I would rather play a champion I know how to play, aka an ADC in the top lane, so I don't basically troll my team by playing a champion that I don't even know how to play. Now, you could say that playing a ranged top laner and ruining the team comp is trolling the team, but I would argue that, I'd rather be useful as a champion I know how to play. So anyways, next let's talk about summoner spells, right? So if you guys want to take a look at, if you guys want to know the build that I'm using and stuff, refer to the latest VAYNE complete guide that I made, updated complete guide that I made. I'm basically using the crit build with Stormrazor into Magnetic Blaster into Triforce, and then Bloodthirster and IE as a fight breaks out in the river here, and we managed to get the kill onto the Mbessa. Now we're going to run down the Fizz, get the kill onto Fizz, and run down level 5. Singed is running for the hills. We are going to harass him with a couple more autos, just triple auto there, another fourth auto there. The more we harass him now, the easier time it is going to be for us in lane, because obviously he is our lane opponent, so the more damage he takes, the harder it is going to be for him. Right. So the second thing I want to discuss is summoner spells, right? So normally you will want to go for a cleanse on an ADC, right? Because normally you need that CC immunity or like cleansing away the CC, right? But in this case, I've taken Ghost. Now, why did I take Ghost in this game? Two reasons. Firstly, there's not a ton of CC on the enemy team, right? You can't cleanse Mbessa ult, you can't cleanse Fizz ult, you can cleanse Singe's CC, and you can cleanse Sona CC. So there is decent cleanse value in the game. However, I'm expecting Singed to take Ghost, right? Almost every Singed runs Ghost, because Singed is a champion that wants to pop Ghost, run around, spread the poison, and maybe bait you to chase him, right? So most Singed is going to run Ghost. Now, if you play against Singed and you don't run Ghost, he will always have the movement speed advantage against you. And what that means is that he's always going to be in a position where he can choose when he wants to run you down, right? So he can pop the ghost, he can run you down. There's no way you can outrun him and he's going to run you down. Or the opposite is, if he pops ghost and runs away, there's no way you can chase him. So you already saw at level 1 how that works out, right? So basically, he popped the ghost, I popped the ghost as well. He popped the flash, I popped the flash as well. And basically, we're back to square one, right? Our summoner spells cancel each other out, and we're able to run him down and kill him. Now, of course, that's one of the benefits of taking Ghost, but I would argue the bigger benefit is Singed often wants to run at you and engage with his flip, right? So if you don't take Ghost, you are 100% of the time gonna get flipped, because he's just gonna Ghost, run at you, and flip you, right? Or he might even Ghost, flash, and flip you, right? So you're always gonna get flipped by him. So if you don't take Ghost, you're basically auto-losing the lane to Singed, right? Because he gets to control you, and he gets to control the lane, right? Which is obviously not what you want, right? And obviously the added benefit of playing VAYNE top lane is the fact that you have a dash. So Singed kind of cancels that out a little bit by using his like puddle there, for example. But you can see if you can space him well, you can see I'm basically bullying him under tower without taking tower shots. Like, if you can play an ADC well in the top lane, you can bully the top laner and make their lives miserable. And that's exactly what I'm doing to the Singed. I forced him to recall a couple of times already. I forced him to lose minions. I've killed him once, and I'm taking the Scorpion. Now, a small weakness of me is that since I don't ever play the Baron lane unless I get autofill. This Baron lane is my 4th choice, with jungle being my 5th choice. So with me now getting autofill to Baron lane, I don't actually know the respawn timer of the Scorpion. So I actually miss the Scorpion a lot because I don't actually know when it spawns. I mean, yes, there is the indicator on the map, but I actually honestly am not paying attention. So Singe actually gets the Scorpion quite a number of times this game simply because I'm not paying attention. So here I really want to reset to get Stormrazor, but my jungler is doing Herald, so I'm basically just helping my jungle to leash a little bit. But since no one is actually contesting, and we can see Fizz and Mbessa in the top lane, this is gonna be pretty much a free Herald. I don't think I am needed. Even if Singe rotates to Gwen and they 1v1, Gwen has Smite, so she should be able to get the Herald without any issue, right? So that's exactly what happens. She does Smite and get the Herald. Now here, in case you're wondering what's going on, I'm having a little bit of a connection issue, with the Wi-Fi. So it happens to the best of us. So here, Singe, honestly, if I didn't have Wi-Fi issues here, I could just run him down, right? He pops the ulti in fear, he pops the ground in fear as well, but I'm still just trying to get connected back to the game. And I finally do. And yeah, that probably is going to be another kill for me if I didn't get disconnected, right? Because I can just run him down like with my Ghost Flash and Ultimate. And he also has Ghost Flash, and he did pop his ult, so it would pretty much be even, and I would just run him down. So here you can see he's able to pick up the Scorpion just because I'm not really aware of the Scorpion spawning time. And he also baits my Condemn onto the Scorpion instead of him, but he makes a mistake by flipping me, because now I'm actually, between him and safety, so I'm able to get a pretty much free kill on him. And whilst I'm here, I'm just basically picking up the Skullcrab. Now, I'm losing a little bit of minions to the tower, so this is not exactly a very good play by me, but I've already committed to taking the Skullcrab, so this is exactly what I'm going to do. Then I'm going to return to my lane and continue on farming. So basically at this point, I do have a very decent lead against him already. I actually have the most gold in the game at the moment. However, obviously my team comp doesn't really look the best. The enemy team does have a very solid front line of Singed and Mbessa. So it is potentially scary, but of course with VAYNE being fed, you can always just kite out people in general, and you should be a-okay. Of course, Singe and Mbessa are a little bit scary, but you should be able to handle it with the Condemn and with the Tumble to try to make some distance. Of course, unless you get grounded by Singe, then you might be in a little bit of a pickle. So now I'm just going to continue pushing the wave in. Now I am aware that Mbessa is on the bot side now, so I'm a little bit cautious because we did just see her in the river, right? So here the red buff share is up, right? And I'm not sure why the red buff share spawns at such a weird point, but I'm going to just pick up the red buff share. Of course, Caitlyn is on the other side of the map, so no way she's getting that. Now here, Singe once again gets the Scorpion because I don't know what's the Scorpion respawn timer, so I end up not getting it. So here, Singe is basically baiting me a little bit. Now here, I make a mistake, right? Which is that I managed to get caught by Singe and Mbessa, and that means I'm basically instantly dead, right? Now how I should have played that better is that I should have flashed when I got out of the ground, right? So I try to get greedier. I tend to do this with VAYNE, but I tend to be really greedy with my flash. So instead of flashing away, I would try to tumble away. But actually, the moment I exited the ground, I did have a split second where I could have actually flashed there that I chose not to because I was greedy. But if I wasn't so greedy, I could have actually flashed away, and Mbessa may not have been able to hit the engage onto me, and I might have been able to escape. Right? Because I, in the end, was kind of CC'd by the Singed puddle after I didn't flash and got thrown back into the puddle. So if I played that a little bit better, I think I could have flashed away. Maybe I could have even pulled off a 1v2. Maybe minimally, I probably wouldn't have died. So that was just overall pretty poor from me, just tossing away my lead. And now Singe is kind of semi getting back into the game. Mbessa has more gold than me, and it's just not a good situation, right? Giving the shutdown to Mbessa, the only fed member of the enemy team, no less. It's just bad. So here, Singe once again has put the puddle on. This time, I'm not sure what he's doing, because this time he's alone, right? So this time I can just run him down, right? So here, however, he does now have Liandry, so he's kind of burning me alive, right? So I don't really want to keep on chasing him. Soraka is giving me the healing, so I'm basically back to healthy. Singe once again secures the Scorpion because I'm not conscious of denying him the Scorpion, or at least stopping him from getting. Now here is wild, right? I mean, I'm back to full health. Soraka is here and silences the Singe. Singe just dies, basically. Yeah, definitely not what you want to see from Singed. But yeah, he kind of throws there a little bit and just ends up dying. I think he must have known Soraka was there, right? He saw Soraka, right? But he decides to run in anyway. So here, Dragon is now spawning, right? So I'm now making my way to Dragon as a 5-man unit just to contest the Dragon. Now, Fizz could potentially split push tier 2 tower, but I think that's pretty unlikely. So now we are now on the Dragon. Singe is making his way here. Draven is already here. Draven ults the pit. We're just DPSing the Dragon. Mbessa goes in. Gwen secures the Dragon. I'm trying to get the kill on Singe. We get the kill on Singe. Condemn Mbessa into the wall. Going for Mbessa next. We get the kill on her. Now we're just running people down now. Unfortunately, we're taking a lot of damage in the front line. Now I'm 1 HP at this point. I died to the Ignite. Unfortunately, no cleanse to remove the Ignite there. But unfortunately, we do end up eventually falling. But I honestly thought we could have I thought we could have killed them all there, to be very honest, given how fed I was and just the general circumstance of how that fight went. I thought we would have killed them all, but unfortunately I was sorely mistaken. And we do end up just dying instead. However, we do secure the Dragon and we do trade up in terms of kills, right? We do kill like 2 or 3 of them, I think, and only I died. So in general, that is a positive trait. And now we're back onto the map. Just gonna rotate back over to our lane. Singe once again securing the Scorpion. I believe he's recalling onto the Scorpion to get it. But I'm just going back to the lane. I'm going to just secure the minions. We know Singe is already back in base from recalling at the Scorpion. With the Blaster, we do have a good chunk more of wave clear. Now here we see Mbessa here. I'm just attacking the Mbessa. Mbessa is decently fed, but so am I. So I'm just trying to get off some free damage on her. I'm not looking to really commit to killing her because I'm not really sure where her teammates are. Now we can see Singe is now making his way down here, but yeah, you can see now Draven's making his way down here as well. Now here, I'm going for the red buff. Just a second to get the red buff. Now Gwen is running down the Draven. Singe is now here as well. I'm popping the ulti, blasting the Singe, condemn him into the wall. Really nice angle there. We secure the kill on the Singe. Draven dies to Gwen as well. Now we're gonna run down the Mbessa. She goes down, and we're gonna be able to secure the tower. Probably push in another tower. Most likely only Fizz and Sona are left alive. Just checking if anyone's there. Nobody home. Now we're gonna counter jungle the enemy jungle at the same time. And they're actually behind us somehow. Nice zigzag onto 2. Now running both of them down. Now here I have a choice of who I want to chase, right? So I'm chasing Sona because Fizz is behind enemy lines, right? So he should die. I actually flash forward to kill the Sona. Sona only has 1 death so far, so it's arguably worth the flash to kill her because Draven's like 1 in 5, Singe is like 0 and 5, right? So there's not a lot of other good people to kill. As in 2 targets already like not that good, right? So killing Sona is actually low-key worth it because, you know, a kill's a kill and we do get the goal, right? And now we complete the Triforce and we are at 3 items. Right? So as we all know, VAYNE at 3 items is going to be really strong, and we also have 3 items that give us attack speed, so we are going to get that attack speed as well. And here we're using the the Blaster passive to get the range to kill the ward. And here Fizz is going all in onto Ziggs, right? So here, we're trying to see if we can get the kill onto Fizz if Fizz overextends to try to kill Ziggs, but Fizz very wisely turns back and decides not to chase after the Ziggs because he can't see where the enemies are. Now, fight looks like it's going to break out in top lane, so I'm actually taking the portal, tumbling away instantly, just in case I get caught, just in time because Singe did toss the puddle there, but I did get the mobility off before he was able to puddle me. Now, I'm not sure what is happening in the top lane that is getting everyone to come here, because Baron is actually on the other side of the map, so I'm not sure why everyone is going to the other side of the map that's opposite to Baron. But since the fight was potentially breaking out there, I decided to make my way there to ensure I'm there in case my team needs me. But now we just want to maybe get a little bit of Baron vision. Mbessa and Draven are kind of chasing Caitlyn on the wrong side of the map. Now, honestly, if the enemy team missteps and we are in position, we could always get a free Baron. Like, that's happened countless times already, but you do need a good amount of situational awareness for that to happen. Anyways, now we're going to clear the mid wave with Baron and Dragon both kind of spawning. Fizz goes in, one-shots the Ziggs, but does use his entire combo to do so. He's 4-1 and 2, decently fed. Trying to cut off his escape. He's getting away, but for it to follow. Now here Sinch is doesn't toss me, so I'm happy about this. I'm just running people down. Now Fizz gets shut down by Caitlyn. I'm just blasting onto the Sona, stun her, get the kill on her. In comes Draven. Draven cannot 1v1. Even through the exhaust, I'm killing him. Because obviously Vayne does true damage, so exhaust doesn't actually matter. Now, thankfully, Mbessa ults the wrong person. If that hit me, I think I might have died, or at least I wouldn't have been able to kill her so easily. But we end up overall just killing all of them, except Draven, who actually survives, because Mbessa dived back in to help him. But Mbessa's life is actually way more valuable than Draven's at this point, so I wouldn't do that if I was Mbessa. Now we have Soraka just healing me. And Caitlyn is going onto the dragon. Now, honestly, this dragon is kind of worthless, which is why I'm not, like, rushing to get there, because it's sold for neither team and it's just a mountain dragon. Like, it doesn't really matter. TP by Gwen to the dragon. Complete waste of TP, in my opinion. Yeah, it's just not worth it. But Caitlyn does secure the dragon. No contest from the enemy team even. Didn't need the TP for sure. And we complete our Bloodthirster. So now, full 4 items, 10, 2, and 5, 14k gold. Most gold in the game. By a little bit over the Fizz. And yeah, so now our main job is not to get killed by the Fizz. Honestly, there's not a lot of ways the enemy kills us, right? Draven's not going to kill us. Sona is not that big of a threat. Sinch is only big of a threat if he manages to throw us into his team. Other than that, it's mainly Fizz and maybe Mbessa that's the problem, because Mbessa can ult into us and Fizz can also ult and one-shot us. He maybe can even one-shot us without ult. So we are definitely in trouble if either Fizz or Mbessa decides to just focus us. Speaking of which, Fizz is actually right over there. Now, I want to clear this wave, but I don't want to show on the wave and incentivize Fizz to come from me. Now, Ziggs is now hovering behind me, so I'm now a bit safer to go up and farm the minions. Fizz actually ults into the bush onto the Ziggs. Ziggs pops the stasis. Fizz gets nothing. I miss the condemn into the wall, and I basically just get run down by the Fizz. Fizz actually hits basically all his basic spells on me, and it's enough to kill me even without the ult. Of course, the Ziggs passive did do Fizz passive did do a lot of work there. Ends up picking up the kill onto me instead of Sona, and he does get a decent shutdown. Now, unfortunately, Ziggs is in trouble as well. He's gonna go down, and now we have the rest of my team here trying to hold on the fort. Of course, it's a 2-for-3 trade in the grand scheme of things, so we are trading up, and trading up even more because Sona gets caught. And now Gwen is going onto the Baron, which is fine because 4 enemies are dead. The part that's not fine is the fact that my team is pinging to do mid tower mid tier 2 instead of doing Baron. That is wild to me. How are you doing mid tier 2 when you can get Baron? Now Gwen is dying to the Baron. Soraka needs to come over and start healing her, which she does. And enemy team doesn't seem to be aware that we're doing Baron because no one is actually coming to contest. So here I'm gonna clear. You can see on me on the minimap, I'm just going to clear the wave as my team secures Baron. And the reason why I want to clear the wave is because Elder Dragon is the next objective, so we want to shove the wave in and then take the Hex Gate up. Now Fizz somehow actually dies to Caitlyn, so that's probably the biggest problem of the enemy team already eliminated from the equation. Right, so Ziggs, I'm not sure if he thinks I'm the enemy or what, but he ults me, and that was just weird. But here I'm going to secure the Skull. I also changed to Magic Resist Boots and got a QSS. Obviously because Fizz is the biggest threat, I can QSS to drop the fish, or to do something like QSS Mbessa's ulti, Sona's ulti, things like that, right? So here we're just focusing the Elder Dragon. Enemy team might come and contest. Mbessa nowhere in sight as of now. We secured the Elder Dragon without issue. We have both Baron and Elder now. This should mean that we can basically just run down mid and end the game. I don't think the enemy team can really stop us. We've already been winning team fights, right? There's not a big problem in us just winning a team fight and ending the game, I would think. So here the enemy team basically just decides not to defend their base. So we just end the game, right? The enemy team pretty much given up, didn't defend the base, and we get the win here. So I'm going to leave you guys with the stats as usual. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and goodbye.